Hello, welcome again. Today, let's continue with the factors still of the affecting factors affecting photosynthesis, and our third factor will be carbon 4 oxide concentration. So learners, based on this one, yesterday we discussed about temperature and we discussed about light intensity. So it's just a continuation and it's almost related with that of the light intensity in terms of the curve movement. We skated yesterday for the light intensity was increasing, then becoming constant. So the carbon dioxide concentration still remains to be the same. So about this point, this is your carbon 4 oxide concentration. Then this one is the rate of photosynthesis. Okay, fine. First of all, what you should understand is the concentration of this gas in the atmosphere. Its concentration is what? 0.03% in the atmosphere. God was not wrong making this gas to be having the very least concentration in the carbon 4. And according to me, the main reason these are very toxic gas, right? And it's causing a lot of problems nowadays when it comes to its accumulation. It has caused the greenhouse effect, which has led to the global warming. And sometime, in some few years to come, if we don't rectify, this will lead to what? It will lead to climate change. So before that, first, let's understand about this carbon dioxide concentration. We are saying it's at 0.03%. We can increase its concentration, especially under controlled experiments, like when you are doing your practice under greenhouse. So this is just how we explain. Like yesterday we said you can subdivide A, B, and C. That's what we did in the other clip. And because of that now, you will be told to explain at A. Explain at point what? Point A. Explain at point A. What will you be explaining at point A? So it's about, what's the role first of carbon 4 still? Role of carbon 4. CO2. The role of CO2 is what? This one is just a raw material in photosynthesis. So it means without the raw material, photosynthesis place will not be taking place, right? So if it's low, so it's low CO2 means low rate of photosynthesis. You get your mark? From that point now, what will happen? Reason, you just give reason based on what you said what was the role for. And we are saying reason is because of what? Low raw material for photosynthesis. And that is where you get your second mark. Then you go to this second point, you explain still at point B, A and B. How do you explain the BN? Just like the light, we said yesterday for the light, as the increase, the rate also increased rapidly. So this one is the same. So increase in CO2 concentration leads to increase in rate of photosynthesis rapidly. Rate of photosynthesis And this term are the things that we require to hear from this curve. This one is constant, low. This one is where your mark is. It's increasing in which manner? Sometimes it can increase first slowly, then rapidly. Then what's the main reason? The main reason here is because of what? Enough raw material for photosynthesis. So we are saying here there was low raw material. So there is what? Enough raw material for photosynthesis. You get your mark. Then now the last one is B and C. What's happening at B and C? It's just the opposite of what we said just yesterday in the lighting. It's the same with just a change. For the light intensity, we said limiting factors. The same way is about effect of limiting factors, but now the limiting factor here will change because yesterday when it was light, there was carbon 4. But today it's carbon 4, so the other factor now you replace with just light intensity. So we are saying further increase in light intensity. Further increase of what? Light in, not light intensity, sorry, carbon 4 oxide concentration. What happens? The rate of photosynthesis remains constant. Remains what? Constant. Then now you're saying here, if you're doing this kind of experiment in a greenhouse, you can increase your carbon 4 oxide concentration. You can be told you can use sketch from this point. Sorry, first before that, which are these limiting factors? The rate of photosynthesis remain constant. Reason being, because of limiting factors. This is a mark. Because of what? Limiting factors. Which are those limiting factors? The limiting factors is temperature and light intensity. Those are your limiting what? Factors. The limiting factors are the light intensity and what? Temperature. So I'm saying you might be told can use sketch in case we increase our carbon 4 oxide concentration to 0.05. So what will happen? It will just be doing like this one. It will be a bit higher when it's 0.05. So I'm saying here is 0.03. This one is at 0.05. When we reduce again, it will just be down. Let's say 0.101. So it will be having a curve like this one. That is what we are speaking about when we're explaining this one. Then how can you increase from the point to B? You just eliminate those what? Limiting factors. Not eliminating, but you correct. If it's about temperature, you correct the temperature back to its optimal. Then the light intensity you can, let's say it's in the evening hours, you can increase your temperature, but your light intensity by supplying some artificial light. That is what we are supposed to learn on carbon 4 oxide concentration. Thank you. Let's do now the next one, which is about what? Light in, not light, but water availability. Let's combine with this one. I'm saying we do what? Water availability, that's the last one. That is the fourth. Water availability. Water availability. So water here will be having some direct role and indirect role when it comes to photosynthesis. I'm saying we have what? Direct role and we have indirect.